Everyone, my name is Alpha Freeman, and welcome to the Next Generation Business Talk. I'm really excited to have you guys here with me. I know it's been a while, but I'm happy to share with you so much more new things, so much more new guests are coming on the show. And today's episode is a really exciting episode to have you guys on board. All right, just so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Because today's topic, we're going to dive in a lot about what the art of communications and multi enterprise has to deal with in today's generation. Okay. Now, one thing I want you guys to understand here is that in today's day and age, before I introduce my guest, I just want to touch base on the empowerment of women. I want to touch base on the empowerment of women and what it means and what that actually stands for, the respect, the gratitude, the honor, the resilience of today's women world. So I want to dedicate this episode to all the mothers out there, to all the moms out there. I have a little sister myself to understand what it means. So please, guys, sit back, relax, listen as I introduce to you my wonderful guest of today. All right, she's a great woman, wonderful, outstanding, renowned, graduated from Cambridge in a degree, and so much more to offer. And a new book that she's going to talk to us today about, The Unstoppable You, is none other than Miss Monica Periade. She is from Romania, and I'm not even going to talk much about her because she has so much to offer out there uh, as a point. So I'm going to let her touch base on that and go ahead and take the floor from me here, please. Go ahead, Monica.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. So I'm really excited to inspire a little bit the professional women in corporate settings, and I love the topic that you chose for today, and I'm really looking forward. So thank you again for having me here from sunny Romania today. So yeah, I'm all in. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I think it's a great honor and privilege, not only that you get a chance to stop on the Next Generation Business Talk today, but also share a little more personal details about yourself. So this episode, I want my guests to understand the value of your why, and also to touch base in regards to the corporate setting in today's world day and age, because right now there's just so much going on. There's so much distraction. There's so much happening here and there. It's very important to sit back and relax for a quick second and just listen and understand that, hey, you're not alone, whatever it is that you're going through. All right. Whatever the challenges that you have to offer, whatever things that's bothering you right now, other people have the same things that are going on, whether it's news and politics and media or family, whatever it might be. But I want to sit back and just touch base on the art of communication in the corporate setting. And no, it's very important to have someone like Monica Periade on here to help me out with the following here. So please, guys, feel free to reach out to her throughout this conversation. Feel free to comment down below. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to just sit back and just understand that this is authenticity, in which we're both trying to share the value of life and what how things has to offer for itself. Now, the identity in a corporate hurdle. And I know, Monica, you know a lot about this, what this means, and how that works in day-to-day basis. Can you please touch base on your past in regards to what has helped you to get to the point that you're in currently as we speak, regarding in the corporate hurdle and how you've managed the communication skill set that you've learned to make you become the person that you are today as we speak?
Definitely. So one thing, when I joined trans the transformational journey for me of life coaching, I did it so I can become a person that I was looking out to meet while I was in the corporate setting, because there are a lot of up and downs in the professional world, especially when you work in a corporate. So to have a corporate communication, an effective corporate communication, in today world, it's you have to be aligned with the message and with the message, with the core value of the company, but also to keep to keep yourself your alignment with your own values and with your own authenticity. So basically, the struggle is the misalignment, and usually with the corporate settings, with misalignment and messaging, lack of transparency, and difficulty in reaching out actually with the right key decision maker. And also, we the top management engaging employees and understanding what is to be expected, and also for the employees to feel supported no matter what. So when we identify this kind of challenges and we address them, then this is actually when we start to improve the communication within a company. But as I did some study myself, as I work with some amazing people, the biggest problem, the biggest struggle in communication, beside the transparency, beside the misalignment, beside all of this difficulty in creating a line, a direction between employees and employers, it's remuneration and burnout. So lots of people, they come back, recognition in the workplace. So that creates, so if someone doesn't feel in any settings, it doesn't necessarily have to be corporate settings, but if somebody feels unseen, and feels like he has to do tasks only because he's being paid, so he will end up performing just in that, just for that. So I think this is a major issue that we need to address in today's world. So many professionals, as I know, they take their lives in their own hands, and they take their future and their well-being in their own hands, and hire a coach, hire somebody, hire a therapist that they can help them, to overcome all the conflicts, the lack of communication, lack of recognition, everything that happens within their work settings. But also, there are lots of corporate companies that offer that, but it makes it also difficult for someone, an employee like myself in past, to open up to someone that is provided by the company itself. So you see this. So one key element is, I think, in communication and avoiding burnout, avoiding conflict. Because always I say a conflict is not always a bad thing. A conflict will oftentimes clarify things, set boundaries. And what else is setting boundaries? You see, this is what makes me, from here, this is what makes me feel uncomfortable. This is what makes me feel pressure. So this is my boundaries. So I expect you to turn out and talk to me in this way, or explain to me, or respond to me when I ask for help, and so on. Because one of the key aspect that affects someone's and gets burnout is lack of communication, which is the topic of today.
Right. So like I'm again, thanks so much for sharing that with us because I think it's something that a lot of people try to understand in today's day and age. Just imagine for a quick second, 'cause not a lot of people have that confidence to get up and say, okay, let me talk to my boss about such and such, because I'm not happy. I
Mhm.
see the value in this company, I see the value in myself, but what can you tell people based upon your past experience in overcoming that confidence barrier to say, okay,
Mhm.
let's talk about this and try to figure out the best solution moving forward? Because a lot of people don't feel too confident within themselves, without thinking they're going to cross the line, without thinking they're overdoing it whatsoever. So, what are some key components they can work with here, the system throughout that next pivoting point? Whether it's some place that makes them feel comfortable, or some place that's just cringing them when they need to like get their voice heard to move forward and make a better, healthy environment to work in.
First of all, you have to make sure that you look after your well-being. So you exercise, you do all those kind of things that will help you, will sustain your body, and will provide you the right endorphin, the right hormones to take you through the day. It's important. So your well-being. So the best confident people are the one that also look after their well-being. They exercise, they do meditation, they do yoga, they do all kind of things. So if you are a person that doubts herself or his, um, it's important to take good care of yourself. Could be exercise, long walk on the beach, long walk on a park, garden, botanical garden. You know, take a friend, pick a friend, so you can, feel supported. And if you don't have the support system, and you doubt yourself, or you feel shy, or you feel, how to say, skeptical, to talk to someone, talk to the wind, talk to anyone. So that
Mm,
will increase. Talk to, because introspection, it starts with introspection. If you ask a question enough,
right.
if you ask yourself a question enough, you will come up with the right answer for yourself. And then you have to take responsibility. Maybe the first approach will not, because I'm walking here pretty blind. You see, I don't know everyone's problem in the workplace. So it could be anything. But you want to talk with someone who didn't provide you the right, how to say, the right environment for you to feel easy to go and talk. And also, I've been in a setting where I had a colleague which was a uh, young, much younger than me, less experienced, but highly confident, highly confident. So I think if I recall well, he was doing calisthenic exercises, this one that you do with only with your body. And he was really very fit and all that. It's important while I mentioned, the avatar, the person. So he was showing up and talking because our director, he provided, also he was confident, but he provided, because they were both from the same, it sounds a little bit how it sounds, but they were both male, both from the same country. We were in a cosmopolitan city, in a country that wasn't ours, so we were all expats there. So for me, it was difficult to show up the same way that young colleague of mine was showing up, right?
Mhm.
So I had to find way. I had to look at the best moment. So every time I achieve something, and I would write it down, you know, just to to see that I'm good. I'm a good uh, I'm I'm accomplisher. I'm a good professional, and then to congratulate myself, to build up my level of self-confidence on the professional setting, because otherwise I was very confident in my personal life, but not in that particular setting, because it was quite toxic for me. So basically what I'm saying here, first of all, do a little bit of introspection. Make sure outside of the work zone, your well-being, you are taking care of yourself, you exercise or you do yoga, because this is all important, but anyhow are important. Then ask yourself, how can I take this to the next level? How can I show up for myself? What's the worst thing will happen? Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I not confident? you know you kind of have to do the hard work, because no one else will do it for you.
Right.
And then prepare yourself before that. Talk with someone, find someone that can help you, brainstorm and can help you go through. It's like when they prepare for a trial, they go for a friendly meeting before the trial, where you are not in the courtroom, but it's like a brainstorming. So basically you can do that with someone outside of your work zone, but that it's also professional. So prepare yourself if you are a person that is not so confident and doubt herself, because that's what you give me an avatar of a person that doubt herself or doubt himself a little bit, or he's a shy. I have a friend with 4 kids. They are entirely different. They are entirely different. One is shy, one is confident, one is all over the place and fully confident in herself. So you see, and also, yeah. So thank you. So that's what I
Absolutely.
would say. I would say work on yourself so you can show up at best for yourself, because there is no magic wand. And I don't know where you are at, but I'm sure you worth millions. You worth everything, and you are a good person. I'm sure you doubt yourself also because you are a good person. You see, the best of us, they begin with doubting themselves. The
Right.
best of us, they begin with doubting themselves. And it takes easy. Take it small step. Show up for yourself with a colleague first. Take it
Mm.
in small.
Stop it.
So eat the elephant in small pieces. Cut it first in slice and eat it in small. So this is your elephant. Your management, whoever you are afraid to show up for in front of. So to say. So what you'll do? Take small steps. Go to a colleague. Talk to a colleague. Set boundaries with him. Show up for yourself with anyone that you are not too afraid, that you don't see it as a big elephant. And then, take it from there.
That's amazing. Because one of the things that I'm learning and I'm seeing a lot when I talk to people about this topic in general, like you just stated with the confidence, it's just not believing themselves sometimes. They think they're not worthy whatsoever in a certain situation. And I'm glad that you touched base on that. Just take some time to take care of yourself first. Take some time to go out for a walk. Take some time to read a book or go shopping and do whatever that makes you happy. Because I think today's day and age, and you see that a lot. People are just overwhelmed and they're looking for a way out. They're looking for something that can give them feel that can free up their spirit to a sense, because of the more ordained lifestyle. They want to make themselves feel valuable. And I think everyone should know one thing, that you're valuable.
Mm.
You should not depend upon somebody else to say or make you feel that way. And that comes by you understanding yourself first and also understanding that confidence mechanism. And confidence takes time. It's a habit that you got to build up, to gain that strength, to gain that courage, and that resilience to say, okay, I can do this.
Mm.
Okay, I have what it takes to move forward. But nevertheless, it's gonna take time, and that's the part that's hard. It's the time it takes, and people aren't willing to go through that process because why? It takes too much time. It's not a
Absolutely.
thing. You know.
One of the reason, top of my head, one of the reason, and I want the listener to be reminded or aware of, narcissism is not only in a romantic relationship. Narcissists can happen, probably it's called different toxicity, right? More recognized as the word toxicity in the workspace. So basically, you have a manager, a director, a supervisor, a superior, whatever we can call it, someone in a key position that will create a hostile, where it's not necessarily something is wrong with you. It's not necessarily that you doubt yourself. It's, but could be that you are being you are facing a toxic environment provided by the people that they should provide you a safe environment. So what happened? I'm talking from experience. They will come to you and say, why you are like this? You need to be more assertive. But the moment they don't allow you, so sometimes it's not because you doubt yourself and you put in your head, maybe I'm not good enough or anything, but it's the environment that
Mm,
affects your how you think of yourself, how you show up for yourself. So first of all, you have to do an assessment. Where am I? Am I supported? This is a good place. Life is too short to spend it in a place you don't feel valued, you
right.
don't feel appreciated. So the biggest, and I repeat, and many people, they are surprised of this information. I hope you will be surprised too. After cocaine, the biggest addiction is salary. So people don't leave there, based on research, obviously, not mine, but people don't leave because they are addicted to that income, especially if you don't have a second income, if you don't put your financial in place, if you have too many subscription, but that's another topic. So right, what happens? Basically, you can't leave the job. You've been in a toxic environment. You don't trust yourself. You doubt yourself. So you don't know how to. So you start to work more. because you say, maybe I'll prove myself. So you give your best, but you don't know how to show up for yourself. You don't know how to ask for more. You don't know how to stop to be overlooked. So this is what happened because you don't have that support, that environment, and also that effective communication. It's broken because it's broken by someone else. So it's not necessarily that you doubt yourself because you are not confident. Maybe you were a confident person, but maybe you don't. God knows.
Right. So like the thing here now is just understanding, how do you overcome that?
Yeah. Uh, yeah. One key is again, I said, assess yourself. Is this the right environment for me? Am I in the right environment for me? And
Mhm.
then make clear what's the list of what are my skills? What are my values? What am I doing every day? How can I grow? Am I being here? Am I going to grow in 1 year? Don't go 5. 1 year from now, am I going to grow? Am I learning and am I improving? Do I become a person that can stand independently and easy go and find another job? Am I growing? Basically, am I growing to, okay, let's say I don't have a communication line with my manager, but being here in this corporate, am I growing? And am I being paid enough? Because one thing, girl, if you listen, ask for what you are worth, because
Mhm.
they're not, they will come. I used to receive raise after raise, especially when they hire me in the beginning. They hire me with a certain package, and then immediately, because they realize, sorry, this is true story, they realize the value I have, so immediately they they increase within the probation period. It happens to me to with 2 entities, right? Three actually increase my salary, right? Because they saw whatever they were, they saw what they saw there. So, but later on, you in different setting or different management, you remain with that, and but you don't grow, you are in the same. So why someone will give you more money for the same position that you've been for, let's say, 2 years, when they can pay somebody new and pay the same or the less? So you have to think always, am I growing? Because when I go to ask for a salary increment, I need to know, I need a salary increment because the bills are too much nowadays. No, you don't go and do that. I would like to request a salary revision or increment, whatever you want to say there, because see, my job responsibility increase, because my skills are such, because
Right.
this is what I bring. So you have to be a little bit assertive, and this is not something you born into it. You learn. So the long ride is read a lot, take articles, whatever books you can find about the professional world, and improving in the professional setting, corporate setting. But the fastest way, hire someone to show you, to pave the way for you, to build you.
Mhm. It's thanks so much for sharing that because I think my listeners would definitely take that into consideration, especially for a lot of people in the work setting. I just want to touch base on women in the work setting, but also
Mm,
men in general, because a lot of them,
absolutely,
their voice is not being heard whatsoever, and they're in
absolutely.
an
It applies
environment,
for both.
both sides in general, and they're in an environment that makes them feel like they cannot grow. Now,
Mhm.
the big key components here, because obviously, there's a lot of things that depend upon this job. What if you have a second income coming in whatsoever? Um, but now it comes down to understanding your value, your core competency, like you were talking about earlier. Now, this person is in this environment, just picture it for a quick second there, and they want to figure out a way to actually capitalize on their market value, what they can bring. Now, once you
Absolutely,
understand that,
capitalize. Yes.
um, the company itself as a whole decides, let's say, for example, I don't want you because you're too much for me, or
Mhm.
I can't afford you, or we're not willing to move forward with you because you're overqualified, or we can just get somebody less, we can replace you with somebody else because why? It's much cheaper for us, both long-term and short-term wise. All right. When people hear these kind of things, and I'm not just talking about just female or male, it's understanding like how. what advice would you give them to like lay that foundation, that stepping stone, that block? Because this is a reality in which your whole life depends upon. You know, there's no second stream income coming whatsoever. But you have to figure out a way how to overcome that hurdle. You know, I mean, it's easier said than done, but it's just also understanding, okay, I'm in an environment that's squeezing me. You know, I need a
Mhm.
way. What's the next move? How do I get there? That's what my questions and my listeners to actually understand here. If you can please share that with
Yeah.
us.
That could be not only squeeze me, but maybe keeps me in a comfort zone, you see.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, you can have what you have team building, you can have all sorts of events that helps the company grow, helps the team flow, and all of that, but not you as an individual, and you need to acquire skills and skills. I'm talking confidence is a skill, that can help you grow, that can help you, your loyalty goes as far as their loyalty goes. You see, your loyalty goes as far as you get appreciated, seen, supported, and so on. It goes both ways. It's like Richard Branson say, and I think he's loved mostly for this one, and it started like 2 decades ago. Um, Richard Branson, the owner of the Virgin Airlines and Virgin Shops and all of that, and so many other businesses, a wonderful man. But he said that I take care of my employees, I invest in my employee, and they take care of my business. So it's as simple as it is. But within a business, you have how to say, the corporate ladder, right? We talk about corporate. So you take a list and you look, because even in a personal life, I say, if you want to know if you grow, if you are in the right direction, look where you've been. Not only look where you're going to be in 5 years from now, but look where you've been 2 years from now, 5 years before, not from now, before now. So look, so you can see how far you've come and congratulate yourself, because some people, they acquire the things they want. Like, I can understand somebody wanting a job, and sometimes you want a job so badly and you get it, and then you work, you give your best, and then you find out that the job doesn't give you so much the best, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to start along, because it's like what you call Jim Rohn, he said, and I think anyone can relate to that. If you work more on your job than on yourself, that's why personal development is so important. If you
Right.
work more on a job than in yourself, which I did for some time, I was guilty of that, then you are not doing it right. You are not going to grow. And then if you have only one stream income, then you are poor. Because if that job goes away, so what does that mean? So I don't know, for anyone, it means that your money should not come only from a salary, but also could come from a salary, but you are aware of your so if you want to move from a corporate setting to another, you start to look for that job while you are in a job. But also, you want to be very cautious and have some money aside, 3 to 6 months, to support yourself, right? So you can be without a job. So that will take off the pressure from your shoulder. What if I lose my job and I don't have the payment for tomorrow? So yeah, you have to cut down a little bit, but that's another issue, topic to talk. But you have to cut down and be very, how to say, intentional on what you spend your money, what you want for yourself, also who you are, what you want for yourself. Do you want to be an employee? Fine, this is good. We can't all be doctors. We can't all be
Absolutely.
in agriculture. It has to be a balance, right?
Right.
But so I think working on yourself, showing up for yourself every day as much as you show up for a job, the remuneration is much higher, although in the beginning you can't see it, you can't monetize it, but you will monetize it later. You want to stay in a job where you feel comfortable, because some corporate setting, they provide you with the comfortable setting, no? So you stay there, you get a salary. So you find out 20 years later, oh my God, if I wake up 10 years before, I would have been in a different place right now. But I didn't know because I refused to work on myself. I refused to work with um with a coach. I refused to imagine the best top of my head, because this is another example, and I hope I don't go further from the topic. But please give me one of your favorite athletes. Name it.
LeBron James, for example. He's from Ohio, that's why.
So imagine, yeah, imagine. It doesn't matter which one. It's champion. He's right. He's not just another sport person, right?
Right.
Yeah. So imagine this one. He's been James LeBron. You said, right?
LeBron James. LeBron
Wonderful
James.
choice. Wonderful choice. So imagine him being trained by his mom and best friend.
Hmm.
Dare I say anything else? Imagine his mom and best friend came to train him for, of course, you have to have you go to your mother, or you go to your, sometimes it works that your father has the tool to help you for certain things. I'm not saying that. But usually, if you want to be a champion, you go and find someone that once has the tools, has the experience, and has the best interest at heart to see you succeed, right? But has the tool and the experience. So you have a problem, you don't go to your best friend. You can, you know what the best friend will tell you? Will try to, how to say, will try not to hurt your feeling, to keep you
Yeah.
comfortable, you know. So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And you just quoted one of my favorite guys, Jim Rohn.
Mm.
When he says, "Work harder yourself than you do on your job."
And it makes sense.
I'm gonna make a notation on that, guys. I'm not saying here, nor are we saying here, that to quit your job or working a
No,
9 to 5 is
no.
bad. No, 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 no. I think we all have gifts in this world. If your job is to be, the best salesperson in the corporate ladder, the best marketeer, the best analysis, the best banker, yo, I'm here to tell you 100% that I'm rooting for you. Okay,
Mhm,
that you
mhm.
have to find something in life that makes you happy. That's something that gratifies your feelings, that lifts up your spirits each and every single day, right? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people aren't willing to step outside their comfort zone and do the things that they want to do. All right. Life is
Absolutely.
about doing what makes you happy. And throughout the process, you gain this knowledge and this things called skills that allows you to thrive in whatever environment that you're in whatever situation that you might be entailed in whatsoever. Okay. Now, please don't take this the wrong in regards to thinking, oh, I have to be a entrepreneur, or I have to be my own business, I have to have all these things to become happy in life. No, you know, you can
But
just
if you feel you want to do, this is something you pursue, go for it.
go for it.
Oh,
But
of course.
the thing you have to realize that when you go for this path,
Mm.
you have to fall in love with the journey itself because
Yeah.
it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's a
Your
very
why has to be bigger than your head.
absolutely, it's a very difficult path period in which you have to embrace that, with your whole path. It's a very lonely path period.
Mm.
All right? And sometimes
Absolutely.
you take that risk and just go for it.
Mm.
You might fail, you might learn, but hey, it's never a failure.
Mm.
It's just a pivoting
Absolutely.
point and allowing you to get from point A to point B. And that starts by having that faith mechanism, quote unquote, within yourself, that there's
Mm.
something different, better out there that's helping you along the way. Because why? You cannot do it by yourself. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you have, we all need help. And part of that help comes by you understanding and surrendering, quote unquote, surrender and asking for help.
Mhm.
And that doesn't just mean just say, oh, can you help me out with this? Or I don't feel confident enough. No, that just means understanding, hey, listen, I don't have the right skill set yet, but I'm working on myself and I'm in that process right now. But I'm trying to get from point A to point B. I might not be there today. I might not be there tomorrow, but sooner or later, I'm gonna be there.
Absolutely.
And it's just like the one thing that's just happening on a consistent basis that people are trying to understand, like, how do we get over this pivot? How do we get over this mechanism? How are we able to build ourselves both long term and short term life as a whole? And that's one of the main key components here.
Very helpful, very inspiring. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I would say you are right. Always look into, I mean, keep a journal of your accomplishment, of things you have done. Maybe they were not in your job responsibility, because on when you go to a decision maker, to someone who's decision maker, to ask for something, to ask for more, or to for a conflict resolution, whatever it is there, you need to go with data. You need to have, you know, data with you. So you can't just say, uh, I've been doing so much more and all of that, or I'm so good and all of that. No, you have to have proofs, data. So that's very important. And I think your loyalty goes as far as your well-being. That's what I believe. It's not for nothing. It's said there that you take care how you treat yourself while doing your best for a job, for a company that will eventually replace you. If you die, you will replace you within 3 days. Not even. It will replace you the very next day. So lots of people I see. I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but I'm saying you should be, first of all, loyal to yourself. And if you are lucky enough to be in a great setting, then fine. But don't how to say, don't confuse. Don't take ownership for something that is not yours.
True, true, true.
Mm,
And I'm glad you're touching base on that.
mm,
And it's just something that a lot of times people need to understand. And this is be patient.
mm,
And it's a really
absolutely.
hard thing to do. It's easier
Mm,
said than done, obviously, but sometimes it's just the process is far way more important than the result itself. And the reason for that, guys, ladies, I'm dedicating this episode to you. The reason
mm,
for that is because a woman helped me get to the position that I am right now. Women are very empowering in this world, and I have 100,000 million respect for all the women out there who are in the business world, in the corporate world,
mm,
whatever it is, taking care of your kids and being that woman of the house, or whatever situation it might be. And I want you to understand something here. It's that process and that character that you build, the person that you become, the things that you manifested over the course of the time period. That's what helps you to become the person that you are. And when you finally get that, at the end of the day, you have that job, you have that business, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you have that book, you sit back and you relax for a quick second and you realize, man, it was tough, but it was rewarding because I became somebody and I became something that I didn't realize over the course of the time period. And that helped me, to overcome a lot of hurdles and struggles. You look back and you see yourself and you realize, man, I'm proud of myself. And it's
mm.
okay. Tell yourself that. Don't expect
Absolutely.
other people to tell you that. Tell yourself that, yo, I am happy and I am proud of myself. Because why? I'm doing something. All right. I don't need the rest of the world or social media to congratulate me on that. I congratulate myself and I'm
Mm,
proud of myself. So own up to that responsibility factor and know that today might be a bad day. Tomorrow's going
mm,
to be a better day. But nevertheless, just don't give up. Just keep
mm,
moving forward. All right, forward thinking and forward going. And that's the art of communication in a multi-generational enterprise as a whole. Now, my guest today, Miss Monica Periade, has done such a really great job in explaining some of the key components in which that allows us to not only understand and overcome some hurdles and struggles, but also giving us some wisdom and understanding on what to do in an environment where you feel as if you're too comfortable or you're complacent or you're just not being valuable enough as a whole. Because Monica herself has been through so much in life, in which life has humbled her and made her
mm,
the woman that she is today to get on the show and talk to us about so much. Growing up in a country like Romania throughout the time period in which There was a lot that she had to endure. I'm sure she can touch base a lot on this in regarding her struggles from growing up, becoming the woman that she is today. Most importantly, guys, I'm really excited to share this with you. It's the book that she has written and the words of wisdom that this book has to offer, because that's what celebrates who she is.
I love the cover.
The cover, the name itself, what it stands for, and the cultivating a winner's mindset and inspiring life as a whole. There's a copy. I got myself a copy of this book in general. What it means is that
Nice.
just understanding that this is a person that we have here on the show that is real and that is authentic and is willing to sit down and talk to you guys, understand that, hey, I've been through what you've been through. I understand exactly what you're going through. All right? You're not alone. There's people who've been out there for you. So I'm going to stop talking for a quick second and let the Monica Periade herself go forth from here.
What I want to say before moving forward, I want to say if you are going, and it's not something I came up with, but it inspired me many years back. And I like to share, among other things, with the people and with the audience here today. It's that if you are going through the week waiting for the weekend, then you are doing it wrong. So that's how you know you are not leading the life that is most beneficial for you. If you are going through the week waiting for the weekend, then you are doing it wrong, because we not supposed to be happy only when conditioned, you know. I can't love myself on if I can't love myself when I'm when you if you can't love yourself when you are 120 kg, you'll not love yourself when you will be 60. It starts with loving yourself as you are and working towards the best image you have for yourself that you imagine, but you can't condition yourself. So your happiness doesn't have to be conditioned by the time out of your work. So you always, I mean, key to success for people in the workspace is to find a place that doesn't feel like something you have to do and you are forced to do, or you can't enjoy, and so on. So if you are going through the week waiting for the weekends, then you are not doing it right. For the companies, I would say, I like this saying, hire for attitude, train for skill. Because if you have the right people with the right attitude, then you get a healthy environment. But if you have a highly skilled person but with the wrong attitude, toxic, and so on, then they create a hostile environment, and you will have a gap. So that's healthy people can come there and become not so healthy, and their own. So that's what cultivating a winner mindset. It's about putting yourself first, and not in a selfish way, but creating a person that can inspire others as well, can create a movement, whatever, but can inspire you for more. And when you work on yourself, you are a woman, you are a man, you become a better father, a better mother, a better brother or sister, a better person, a better husband, wife, a better employee, employer, whatever it is, when you work on yourself. So work on yourself, ask yourself, am I going through the week only for the weekend? Is this my life, what I hope for myself? Am I happy? Because some people, they are. So we can't judge, but if you are that ambitious person like I am, someone who wants to improve and contribute and make sure we leave our small little mark, then you want to ask yourself, am I going through the week waiting for the weekend? Am I in the right setting? Am I doing the right thing? Am I happy? I'm improving. I'm better than last year. I'm better than 2 years ago. Are my resolution good enough? So that's the book. That's me. That's you. Thank you so much. I think it's about the value we convey to people. I hope among all of this today, there is some good value that people can take.
Absolutely. And I was able to skim through the book here, and I
Mhm.
wrote some notes down. Um,
Nice.
and I was hoping you can actually
Sure.
share with us here regarding, you know, that you've been through a lot yourself, personally speaking, um,
Absolutely.
and what has helped you throughout the
This is
course of
the first version of the book.
yeah, here we
Okay.
go. What has helped you throughout the course of the time period as a whole that made you overcome some of these barriers and struggles and difficulties? Because I understand that it's, I have a really resilient woman sitting in front of me right now, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
really, and she's very humble about it, guys. Very, very humble. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's quite amazing just to see how you're able to overcome all these struggles in your childhood, and what has shaped you to become the person that you are and the role that your parents, quote unquote, your mom played as a whole, and making you the woman that you are today as we speak.
Thank you. First of all, the hardship was mostly because I come from a broken home. My mom divorced my dad, so it has to. So my dad was a bit troubled with alcohol. He was a good person. He was a good father to some extent. I love him dearly. He was my father. I couldn't change. This is not something you choose, and this is not something you have to judge. You know, you have to accept. You have to. So they are not there anymore. I lost them early in life. But I grew under a communist regime, so we were lacking, and we were in lots of we were in a system, you see, and fear and all of that. But what I want to say, I think yes, I have a good base of resilience that I built throughout the. I think it comes with the growing up, with life itself, with you go through your first shock, you go through the second, the third, so there you are. You become it's with the failure. You think failure, no, failure are your bricks. But
Mm,
it took me a lifetime to be able to now express it the way I express it today, because I didn't express it this way in my book, for example. But failure, it's a brick. You fail one time, that's your brick. You failed you understand where to put the next brick, and then that's how people look at failure. Well, you don't, how else would you learn in life if you don't fail? So being courageous, I think it's important. Everything is important. Having the right system it's important in building resilience. But I think life force you to build resilience. I think my case was. But the moment, the hardest part, and I had really good times and bad times, and great people and not so great people. They both teach me a lot. So thank you to all of them. But I think what's most important, I think the moment I knew my why, my purpose, what it's online with who I am inside. Because we are programmed since we are small. If it's a girl, it's pink. If it's a boy, it's blue. If it's a girl, she plays with dolls and she's having mama dada or whatever. If it's a boy, he's playing with tractors, with cars, with guns and whatever, toys for the boys. If it's a girl, she should do ballet. If it's a boy, should do this because everybody does play football nowadays. Whatever is there, right? We are programmed. So that's why we find difficulty sometimes with aligning ourselves. There is so much confusion because the the most confusion time for any human being, it's from 15 to 2021. And I think you relate to that. I relate because at the 15 you open your eyes and oh my god, what I've been told about, now I see it with my own eyes, it's totally different. So it's a lot of confusion until you process it with your own eyes, with your own taste, with your own uh,
mm,
brain, with your own self, and then you can go forward. And after 40, I think you kind of say, okay, I've learned, now I can apply, something like that. So I that's the book about it, but obviously I'm better than the book. So with all humbleness, I don't want to talk about me, but if anyone to needs help with stop being overlooked, regain full confidence, get that salary increment, do some that shift in their career, they can get in touch with me, and I'm more than happy to get give the full support required.
So, where can my listeners find a copy of your book? That's the first question. Second question here is, what made you come up with the title Unstoppable You?
And to be very honest, I'm going to disappoint you with as I was writing the first book, so the first draft, it was Tony Robbins, Unshakable, all of that. So I was talking, and then with a friend of mine, Clara, and then I was preparing for a workshop, actually, for a speech I was delivering that year when I started to write the book as well, which was 2020. And then I said, what women and men want, and it's unstoppable, to be unstoppable. Nobody stopped me. So nobody stopped me, unstoppable. With this unshakable and all of that. So I said one word, two words, no more. I don't want a long title. And it became a long title anyway, but that included. So I think it's quite good. Unstoppable You. I think it speaks for itself that we all want to become unstoppable somehow. When it doesn't mean you have to run without stopping, but it means you don't. You can become unstoppable in the healthiest way, so you can lead a life empty of regrets. I think that's the most important. Become a winner to some sort. And they can find it in Amazon and obviously Kindle version as well. But they can find it in Amazon. They can find it in some bookshops here in Romania, but mostly in Amazon. I think it's the easiest way. And they can, instead of ordering from the US, which is the shipping cost. If you are not in the US, the shipping cost will go. They can choose there, and they can choose Germany, French, Poland. Whatever country they are close or in. So the shipping cost will make a great distinctive difference, value, whatever.
Um, I'm just holding your book right now in my hand because I have the author right in front of me, which is pretty cool. And to sit here and talk about what a wonderful masterpiece you put together.
I like the cover.
Absolutely, it's a great cover, as we know. But what made you came up with the idea to actually write this book and share your stories here?
First of all, what made me become not become, because you become by default. You intensified who you are. At the very core. This is something that will happen anyhow. I always wanted. I go through a lot of struggle and hardship, and while I met good, gorgeous people, I also met not so gorgeous people. But I was looking for someone to help me, to guide me to this. So I said I want to become the person I couldn't find at the time. And that doesn't mean I didn't find people who inspire me, who help me. I have a life coach, Safazok, and other names, but I always like to mention her. She's a wonderful woman, mother of two. So, but I met wonderful people, but I didn't met the person that really to give me that foundation. Safazog gave me some. So I promised myself I'll become the person that I needed the most in the most struggled times of in my life. And then to write a book, I always imagine myself I'll be a novelist, a storyteller. Unfortunately, I'm not such a storyteller. So since my dream was to write a book, somehow not being a novelist didn't stay in the way, because it made sense to do the Unstoppable You, since I'm a transformational life coach and I help people, I uplift people, and I help people become the best version of themselves, regardless whatever trauma or struggles or lack they have there. So the book made sense. So the chance was there to help people through some words, so some wisdom, something that it's valuable there.
Right. Um, it's remarkable. You don't really get a chance to sit down and talk to the author himself and share their perspective regarding the masterpiece they put together.
Mm.
Because these are your words, these are your thoughts, and these are what the world wants to listen and read about. Monica Periade herself. What do you, Monica Periade, wants the world to know about yourself regarding this book, regarding your life journey, and what inspirations out there you want to share to any person, any young woman, in any field whatsoever that listening currently right now as we speak? Please take it away.
Thank you, thank you. Regarding the book, if you don't find a chapter, one chapter in the book that inspires you, or you say, okay, I love it, then I totally full money return with the shipping cost covered.
You
It's
heard
not the
it.
best book or anything, but I try to compile and put there some things that it's more of inspiring resilience, move forward, find the tools, understand yourself, something, but in the most simplest way. That's about the book. So I hope it does the work, the book itself. But I think we can give someone anything they want, but they need. But if they don't want it, they will not use it. So it's all up to the reader. But the other question you said was to talk about me, right?
What
What
message
they
you
want
want
to
to?
take about from me. Love, laugh at every occasion that you have. With every occasion, say a joke, say hello, smile, laugh, try to ease yourself, try to be friendly, like crazy friendly. Try to be that. It helps a lot. That's my personality anyhow. And then make sure you are not your worst critic. This is very important. This is, I think, what I can say, and this is what I am. I'm trying to be as easy on myself, because I was my worst critic ever, and that's terrible. I love uplifting people. I think this is what makes me resilient, passionate, what keeps me going. I don't see myself any other wise, any other. I don't see myself doing anything else. So uplifting people. I'm passionate about existentialism, personal development, philosophy, and everything that has to do with touching people's heart and make this world a better place. So if we think we are small enough, try sleeping with what you call this with the fly in the room. Zzz,
Yeah.
right? So it's as simple as as it is. We are yeah, we might feel insignificant, because if I cease to exist, the sun will rise, the moon will shine, the world will keep going. But what better accomplishment it's to leave something worth mention behind. So the book, my work, my collaboration with you, with other people, it's I think it's a huge accomplishment and mark.
Absolutely. What is your favorite chapter in this book?
Oh, I'm already moving on a self-love. All I can say, it's a self-love book. So I'm already in that setting. So mm, let me see if I can recall, because it's not the same book. Probably adapting, I don't know, the old to the new. That's the old. I don't know. I think a little bit from, one time I was reading the book, the first edition, and I said, this sounds familiar. Is this my book? I think many people that write an article or something and they look a year later or sometime later, they can relate to that. You can't believe you wrote that. You can read it as a stranger, after some time, right? So I think. All chapters are like something, they mean a lot to me, but and I can't say which one exactly, but maybe your personal perception, if it's there, which is chapter 8 or 9, if it's there, your personal perception. And also I talk about fear and at some point, but the introduction, what I mentioned, so you had to give me a little time to focus, so I'll give you the answer right now. So it's what I mentioned, the words meaning of abracadabra, and also where the first chapter where I mentioned the Chinese bamboo, and I want building resilience, because you asked me earlier, and cultivating a winner mindset. Always when you are on your low, think of yourself and bring this analogy, remind yourself of this. You are like a Chinese bamboo. So if you work on yourself, you might not see the progress you yourself, but the moment that you come to completion through all that you have to acquire, all that you have to give, you will just rise. You will just, everything will start to make sense to you. You say, many time I had to, go through different workshops and being sick 12 in the night, 2 different time and all of that. And I'm doing these things and I don't see anything. I don't see the sense anymore. And I was overwhelmed, but I wanted to keep going. And at some point, just things started to make sense. Things started starting to understand differently. And that's what I say. Think of yourself like the Chinese bamboo. It grows in 5 years. It takes 5 years in the soil and only few months to from the time it breaks through the soil. So think of yourself like the Chinese bamboo. Think of yourself like anything else. And a bad season that isn't a bad weather doesn't set the season, right? So yeah, I think love yourself fiercely, love the people in your life fiercely, ask them how they are so they can feel love, so they can return that to you. And love yourself, love the being in your own. Loneliness is just you are lonely as far as you are uncomfortable with yourself, and you are uncomfortable with yourself when you don't know who you are. You can't talk, you have each self, you have two entity in yourself, because how often you ask yourself something and you respond, we are dual, but we don't realize that. So I think it's important, and the moment you stay well with yourself, you build a meaningful relationship with yourself, you can stay happy, well, comfortable. I'm not saying you should stay only this way, but the moment you achieve that, you will build meaningful relationships only by achieving staying well with yourself, knowing yourself. You can have a gorgeous, successful romantic relationship, partnership, also friendships, because you will know how to pick your people, you know how to filter. So I think life, it's a journey, it's a beautiful one, even with the struggles. Imagine if it's always sunny, 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 we wouldn't know otherwise,
Hmm.
right? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Thank you so much for the following, Monica Periade. I really
thank you.
honor resilience and your words of wisdom. Before we start closing up here, any last thoughts or wishes or words of wisdom to share with any of my audience members?
Absolutely. If you take two children and to one you say continuously, you are not good, you are not good, you are not good, guess what will happen?
Hmm.
That child will understand that he's no good. So when you talk to yourself, you don't need to say you are the best, because that's not true too, you know. But talk with love towards yourself, because if somebody did it, meaning you can do it too.
Right.
So I think that's the word. Be easy with yourself, be your best friend, your own best friend, be your own best friend.
Thank you so much for the following, Monica Periade, and embarking us with the next generation business talk and the art of communication and multi-generational enterprise. Your words itself resonates not just for me personally, but also to my audience member regarding what you have to share. You know, what struggles and hurdles and things that you overcome over the course of the time period. The celebration of the book right here. The book speaks for itself. Unstoppable you. What makes you unstoppable? What allows you to get up in the morning and find that everyday why, do the things that makes you happy, regardless of what life has to offer, regardless of what struggles is out there. But nevertheless, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be authentic. Don't be afraid to be who you are as a woman, as a man. Whatever life has to offer, you are great, you're wonderful, you're inspiring, and you have a purpose in this world. In today's episode, I want to thank all my listeners for listening in. Please, guys, feel free to join for the next episode. Subscribe on YouTube. Um, Drop down, comment, add whatsoever. Feel free to reach out to Monica Periade also as well. I will have all of her information in the drop down below so you guys can actually touch base with her and see how remarkable of a person she is, and definitely get a copy of this book right here called Unstoppable You. You know, it has so much to offer, just like having an author in itself. This is the next generation of business suck, and I'm your host, Alpha Freeman. I want to thank you guys so much for embarking with me on this next journey. I hope you guys enjoy this episode and look forward to next episodes coming in the near future. Again, thank you so much, God. Thank you, guys, excuse me. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Miss Monica Periade, for being on the show. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.